Welcome to Sipping on Excellence. This is Coach KJ, and I'm here with my man, my dude, the Doc.
And this is where we will be discussing the exceptional that is absolutely attainable. My friends, here's to living that extraordinary life.
Cheers. Man, oh man. We are back in action.
We got a new setup, y'all. Yeah, we decided to kick back and relax.
Stop
sitting at a table, all uptight, and stuffy, and
remember those old school tables we used to sit at as kids,
man.
with the U shape, and you can rest your arm. And I'm left-handed, so I hated every one of them.
Right now we just gonna.
I'm gonna put my
Right, because it ain't in the camera face now.
Yeah, I get my lean on.
Right?
Lean with it.
Man.
With it. What's up, Doc?
Welcome back to another episode of Sipping on Excellence, y'all. We took a week off, man. We needed a break, and we are back at it.
This is true.
Back
This
at it.
is true.
Sipping on Excellence, man. This is
We're gonna start doing a stare down.
but this is I'm gonna talk to the people out there in YouTube land for a second. This is for y'all, man. Y'all, all of this that you see that we're doing is for y'all. We're trying to bring you guys some knowledge, give you something visually to see, but as well as more to sip on to listen to.
Two technically savage dudes getting that. Not
Fucking figuring this out, though.
Man,
That's what we do.
step by step.
I mean, you look at how far we've come from day one till now. Shit.
No T at the end.
No. So this is, for me, I'm digging this setup. Now I can relax and chill.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's funny, it's come full circle because we started out like this, went through some iterations, getting back to this, I think is what's going to be the next home.
Yeah.
You know? This is...
Just gotta get that
Until one of y'all decides y'all want to give us a studio.
or get that full-fledged camera setup going on.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's going to be like paparazzi up in this camp.
I know. I might have to start dressing cute again.
He said again.
I've been in relaxed mode.
Yeah, I know, right?
Pandemic, man.
Haven't we all? Man, I ain't put on a suit in years.
I know.
And I used to wear suits to work every day.
My doctor said the same thing, bro.
And I was like, I get to go to work now in my pajamas every day?
Where you have a custom scrubs?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Does he know who he's doing this podcast with?
Oh, God.
We've been friends for over a decade,
Yeah.
and this fool asked me, do I got custom scrubs?
Can you put that tourniquet on the bicep so I can
ain't
squeeze it a little bit?
I ain't wearing nobody else's shit but mine.
You wear that tourniquet on the bicep, make them
Nah,
pop
my
a
shit
little
needs
bit.
to be comfortable. I got to be able to move in my shit.
Yeah.
I ain't Dr. Ray. Muscle T.
Oh, you said that out loud. Woo! You said that out loud.
I did.
Ooh, boo.
The plastic surgeon with the frosted
I know
tips.
exactly who you're talking about. The one that used to be on TV?
Yeah, Dr. 90210, y'all.
Right.
Anyway, man, I'm feeling like I'm sort of becoming alive again. Mm-hmm. It was a rough week. Coming alive again, man. But for those of you who missed our IG Live today,
Yeah.
let's give y'all. We decided we're going to switch things up a little bit because most of y'all aren't really catching the live.
Right.
We're going to give you a little recap because it tends to flow into the topic, the show topic of the day, and it's the warm-up show for a reason. You know, we started off talking about the South, and I gave a story about
The South.
The
with
South.
F. S-O-U-F.
I gave a story talking about what people perceived as racism for why a patient did a certain thing. And then it flowed into why they're getting rid of African American studies. And then I flipped the script and we started talking about why is it that women feel they're the prize?
Yeah.
And because some people asked me today, like, I'm the prize. Why isn't my man treating me better? Blah, whatever. And I asked a simple question. What makes you the prize?
You know what's interesting is that although we're both out and about and in public, you get more of those type of conversations because I'm dealing one-on-one.
Yes.
You're you're the man and you're the office, and then you have people around you.
And I work around women all day.
Yeah. So
and they know I'm the single dude. I'm in, they think I'm in the dating world. And what do you look for? What is this? What is that? Well, it ain't you, because people run around thinking I'm a prize.
I don't fuck with you.
Sorry, you just fool.
Oh,
What movie was that from?
Fist Fight.
Yes.
Love it. I can watch it every time it's on television.
But when we started getting into peeling back the layers of that conversation, I think we opened some eyes today.
Yes. It got very, very, very personal.
And it became a one-on-one session almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
with everybody chiming in for that one person's issue.
Yeah. Never the broad strokes. It gets real intricate.
Yeah, and you guys should be, if you can catch us, IG was doing something crazy today, so you're not going to be able to see the full video on IG today. But going forward, even if you miss the morning, you'll be able to catch the full video, because we always post the full video, because there's always interesting conversation. But that's a time for you guys to get in there, ask your questions, and you'll see how the topic ends up flowing into the topic because the IG Live, that topic is never premeditated. It's just what y'all want to talk about. And it came, Coach and I,
in that space.
Either Coach or I will sort of stir the pot and then just let it simmer.
Well, he stirs the pot.
He just adds a little salt to it.
Some salt, a little paprika.
Little cayenne. Heat it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I do. Buddy.
Oh man, but it went well today, man.
Yeah,
and it kind of will flow into, because we started talking about, you have to look at yourself as a prize. You have to understand what it means to be a prize, and just don't automatically assume that everything you think about yourself is a prize to someone else.
Right. Don't assume that they're assuming that you're the prize.
Exactly. Because if you're not, number one, if you don't take the time to understand what somebody wants. There's 2 movies that came out. What do women want? What do men want? 2 movies that were out. And I don't think anybody paid attention to either one of those movies.
Nah.
The script writing was great, but people don't pay attention. And you think, I get attention, so this must be what men want. No, that just means that's what the man who gave you attention wants.
Right. And it might be getting attention, but is it the attention that you're looking for?
Exactly.
Because you're assuming that people will recognize you, but they might be recognizing, like, what the hell's wrong with this one? Or, she's a lie.
Doing shit for clickbait.
Oh, she's a
She's
lie.
a handful. Whew, glad she ain't my girl.
Wait a minute. The old folks say, "Oh, that's a pistol." Yeah.
Right?
Oh, that's a pistol.
Like, I'm glad she ain't my girl, kind of thing. Because, boy, that's a handful. Whew. Anyway, let's talk about this sip of the day, y'all. Coach and I, it's a rainy day outside, coming off a week of some bullshit, and we decided, you know what? Let's get into just a little sipping tequila, served neat. How it should be served in a tequila glass, not a shot glass. Mm-hmm. People might say, oh, that looks like a little champagne flute. No, this is not a champagne flute. We're doing actually, this is just an añejo. So this one's been aged a couple years. But
he got that goody good.
The goody good. This is a good one. I ain't going to give y'all the name of it because they ain't paying for the spot. So anyway, cheers, brother.
Cheers. So
that's
wonderful.
a good sip right there.
So wonderful.
And y'all gonna have to forgive me because
that level of that caramelization.
I'm coming off the week of being a little sick, so if I cough,
I like
y'all
how
be
you.
all right.
I like how you said a little sick. A little sick. This one, oh my God.
I was beat to shit last week, y'all.
Something we talked about earlier as well, and we pointed out, people in your life, when you know someone, you know something's going on. I hadn't talked to this brother, and we don't have to talk a lot during the course of the week, but I hadn't talked to him, but I knew something was up. I was like, he don't feel well or something's happening.
Yeah. Shit was rough.
Woo! And sure enough, by Friday, they got that tape. I was like, yep.
I was wondering why you didn't even see surprise, and I was like, dude, this week ain't gonna happen. You're like, yeah, I knew it. No worries.
I am very okay.
You're like, I'll take a deep dive and we'll just
we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Y'all ain't gonna miss us. It's only been 1 week. We're the only one who doesn't take seasons.
And look,
off.
Taking the time off, we decided to come back to this this platform. This is what works.
Yes. It's
just adding to this now.
Yes, and we're just going to continue to grow with this. Mm-hmm. And taking that week off and being drained is how we came up with this topic for today. Mm-hmm. And our topic, is basically about what do you do when your tank is empty? How do you fill your tank? And last week, for the first time, my tank was on E. Like, I had nothing left. Mm-hmm. And we, let's look at it in the sense of high-functioning individuals. Me and you, we're successful men working at the top of our game, kind of always on the go. We routinely are driving around with that check engine light on. We're routinely driving around with that low fuel light on.
Mm-hmm. Trying to take your foot off the brake and let the car coast as long as you can.
And we never truly, we'll stop at the gas station and fill up a little bit, but does the tank ever get full?
Yeah.
And after a while, you may forget that check engine light's on and your body says, dude, it's time. Either you're going to give me some gas or I'm going to make you give me some gas because I'm stopping.
Yeah.
And Friday, I got stopped.
And remember what I said? I said, you keep emptying that tank and never filling it up. It's gonna mess
up the engine.
It's going to mess up the engine.
Yep.
The gas pump,
everything.
All that messes up. There's a lot to be said about riding on E too long.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. And I think a lot of us out there don't really pay attention. Because I never look at one and say, I don't need a vacation. I don't need this. I just need to keep mashing because this is my happy place. Well, even your happy place can drain you. Mm-hmm. People in general will empty your tank. It's like hitting the accelerator when you're around people. Mm-hmm. Because that will empty your tank emotionally, physically, intellectually, that shit there. Dealing with, how do I put this? My mom never said to never call people stupid. Dealing with stupid people all day. Dude, man. How crazy is that? That it really sucks your life force. And when the people around you aren't giving you anything to fill back up, you finally got to just cut yourself off and like, you know what, I'm done. I'll fill it up myself.
Because you have to realize a lot of times those people don't know how to feed because you're always the feeder.
You're always filling everybody else's tank. Mm-hmm. Whether it's at work. Look at work, what we do every day. I'm filling everybody's tank. Look at you. We were talking about this earlier, how people come to you and then you're their
everything.
Their friend, their download, their whatever they need to be, you have to be that in that moment. But they're never that for you in that moment. So they're not putting gas in your tank. You're providing that full service.
Yeah. I'm that email that comes across that sends you the PDF, the YouTube, as well as the scripts.
Exactly.
You get all of them at the same time, and yet you use them whenever you feel like it.
Right.
I don't get the email back saying, thank you so much. I appreciate this information.
Well, and the people around you don't understand that your tank is empty till you're not there.
Yeah.
And they don't care that you're running on E. They don't care that you're running low on fuel.
Yeah.
Because most people are too worried about what you're doing for them to worry about what you're doing for yourself.
Yep.
Like one of the anesthesiologists I was talking to yesterday, and we were talking about, especially in medicine, how I don't have anybody to call in sick to. I can't, for example, we're just ingrained to be there. Like, there's no such thing as I'm not coming in today. Yeah. Because I was saying this the other day. I was like, I was operating on Friday feeling terrible, but I'm just having a bad day. The person who's having surgery put their life on hold for that day. If I can get through that day for you, then I'll push through it. Is that the right thing to do? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
But it's just the way that we've always been built. When I was sick before and going through cancer treatment, I didn't take any days off.
I know.
And
I found out after.
And so I was just like, we just give. That's what we do. And I think maybe because of the type of people we are is why we go into these professions.
Yeah. I mean,
it doesn't necessarily make it right, but shit.
Do you recall when you were young as a kid and knowing what you wanted to do?
No. I wanted to be the first person ever to build a fully functional prosthetic hand because I saw Luke Skywalker get his hand cut off and he had that mechanical hand. And so I went to college to be an engineer to build that first fully functional hand because I thought that was the coolest shit ever.
Wow.
Now I'm building other shit. Yeah. That's still cool as shit, but on a different scale.
Yeah. It came to me right now because I was thinking when I was a kid, they used to say, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? I said either a stand-up comedian or a public speaker.
Now he's both. He just ain't standing up.
Can't stand up long
right?
either. But I mean, that alone, I mean, I remember reading Les Brown book when I was a teenager.
Well, and your personality, your drive, it leads you to a certain goal, a certain profession. I think the people that get it wrong are the people that don't listen to that inner voice that says, no, this is what you should be doing. They try to do things for money and they never become good at it. Instead of doing the thing that is their purpose, they're not following their purpose. And so because they're not following their purpose, their tank stays empty.
I was going to say the same thing. Yeah. They don't know how to refuel.
Or they're always looking for somebody else to fill their tank.
Right.
And I think that's something that happens in interpersonal relationships as well. We're so busy trying to take care of our family. We're so busy trying to take care of the people around us, trying to make sure everybody else is okay, that we don't fill our own tank.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Y'all gonna have to forgive me. I'm muscling through on this one today.
It's all honesty here, buddy. It's live and in effect.
And the more I talk, the harder it becomes.
Yeah. But I think you're absolutely right. They don't know how to fill their tank because they don't have a purposeful tank. And then they're looking for other people to find ways to fill that void. And so they're never on full.
Well, think about relationships. People are always looking. What are you providing for me? Mm-hmm. What are you providing for yourself first? That's what you should be asking. How am I going to make myself, let me fill my tank as much as I can. Let me make myself the best person I can be so that way I can be what I need to be for you. Mm-hmm. I got to be what I need to be for me first before I can handle your shit.
Right. I got to know my mechanics.
Excuse me, y'all.
So, you got to know, you have to know your workings, your mechanics, so you can at least be able to share, hey, this is an area I might need help in eventually, or whatever it is that you're looking for within that relationship.
But everybody always puts it off on the other person. And when the other person isn't giving you what you think you need, you're all of a sudden like, I'm out of this, or I want something different. And then you start looking, and that's where that grass is greener syndrome comes in. You're like, okay, that might be 89 octane, but I'm going to try to see if this one's 91 over here. You still got to fill the gas tank. You have to do it. And people are like, you keep saying fill the tank, because most of us are running around on E. We're on, especially now, we're on morality E for sure. Think about all the people who are bank account full, but morally empty. Look at all these people doing
morally and ethically,
doing OnlyFans, doing all this different stuff that they're raking it in. You're looking at these politicians that are getting fed by the lobbyists, all this stuff. They're raking it in, but they're morally on E.
When you said that, it made me think about how much money this dude has made, and now he's standing up there going,
oh yeah, it's like
he's catatonic,
and
he's supposed to be representing the people.
And it's
Mitch
crazy.
McConnell,
Well, yeah,
know.
And it's crazy that you look at all these people in our government that are, for lack of better term, they're old as fuck. From our president to the front runner on the next side to all these congressmen. You look at, what's her name? Dianne Feinstein. She's 90 in a wheelchair. What are you? At some point, you got to be like, look, you know what? I need somebody else to run this shit.
Yeah.
You can't even, are you running for next election and you just stand there? It's like, at what point do you, dude, your tank was empty 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. You have nothing left to give to this government. You can't govern.
Yes.
Look at all the gaffes that our current president has. He goes to walk off the wrong part of the stage and comes back. I'm just like, dude, you're old and it's okay.
Right.
You've
been of service to this country.
You've been in public service for 50 years almost. It's okay to say, you know what, y'all, I'm done.
Right.
But nobody wants to be done, because this is all about greed. They have this power tank that's being filled with their moral tank being empty, and it's like, and your age tank,
and I was going to say,
shit.
And the capacity tank,
your
like the
intellectual capacity is
exactly. It's when you have the age tank, and it's going to affect the morality tank on the end. The capacity is going to be,
dude, and it's not. How do you feel good about yourself being in that position, knowing I can't do this job?
I'm of power, but I have no power in me to go.
Like, people always say, when do you think you'll retire? And I'm always like, the first day my hand shakes, I'm out, because then my tank is, that's like riding on a flat tire. I'm going to drive around with one flat tire as long as I can still get to A to B. No. I'm parking the car in the garage.
And we ain't talking about run flats either.
No, I'm parking my car in the garage and we done. Tank could be full, but if the hand shakes, that dexterity skill tank is empty at that point. Mm-hmm. And it's not what's best for society's tank. And I think we lose sight all too often on what's best for society. Mm-hmm. Why do you think, here's a question, when we're talking about filling tanks, why do you think there are so many relationships that end in divorce? People will say it's not infidelity, it's not money, it's people's tanks not being filled. And people are like, explain that. Well, motherfucker, I'm not married, so I can't explain to you because my tank ain't empty because I'm not married.
Yeah.
But when you're not giving what you expect to get, when you're always expecting someone to fill your tank, but you're not willing to fill theirs,
right?
I think that's where relationships go south. And not everybody takes the same gas. Her tank may need diesel. My tank may need unleaded. Some motherfuckers just need regular. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those who don't have tanks, your battery charge is empty.
Right.
Same thing.
Right.
You still have to know.
You have to know how to.
You got to know the octane.
You have to know your octane.
Exactly.
And if you're in a relationship, the most important thing, which is why this is happening, is the communication. So people are not communicating what their tank is, because your tank is different at different aspects of your life. In your 20s and 30s, especially in your 30s, we know what the tank is usually.
Correct.
When you start getting in the 40s, life changes.
I mean, when you're in your 20s, you need jet fuel. You know?
Right. With the hover and the reattachment while you're still flying.
It's all go.
Yeah.
As you get older, you just need cruise control gas.
Man, that's it.
But I think what happens is that, like you said, people don't know what they need. They don't know what's going to keep them going, or they do, but they're afraid to express it. They don't know how to communicate it. And on the live this morning, we were talking about just that. They're like, well, I communicated very well. Well, how do you know you communicated very well? If you are communicating and you're not getting the response from your so-called communication, take a step back and see if you're communicating in a way that person can understand.
Yeah. You got to understand how they're receiving it.
What if you're trying to put gas in a tank of an electric car? And you're not understanding why they're not running.
When you see those videos of people going
looking for the gas tank,
where does this thing go?
Instead of just asking, do you take regular unleaded?
Right.
When you go to a full service gas station, they'll ask you, regular unleaded.
Yeah.
Ask your partner, what do you need to fill your tank today? Because the need tomorrow is going to be very different than the need today. So why don't you just ask, what do you need today?
Yeah.
And then we'll worry about tomorrow when tomorrow
Going
gets
back
here.
to what we talked about on live as well. What do you need? What do you need? That's one of the most important words to be of service to your partner.
Who do you think asks that question more, men or women?
Men.
All the time, right? We are always asking, babe, what do you need? What can I do for you? Because we see our women running around like a chicken with their head cut off, and all we say is, hey, relax. What do you need from me? What can I do for you today? Rarely does that shit flip. Because a guy, as he's handling his business, they just look over and be like, oh, he must be good. Right? Mm-hmm. If he's not running around crazy, oh, he must be good. Yeah. Or if you're in a mood, it's not, hey, what do you need? It's what's wrong with you?
Because men, a lot of times, believe it or not, are running around emotionally empty.
Dude, on a regular basis. And then they just call us robots.
But what's the suicide rate, men versus women?
Way high. We talk about that.
Yeah. Way
because
high.
Nobody cares if our tank is empty.
So why should I care to be around anymore? They won't miss me. That idea is that easy for men.
Because what most people think is that if my tank is full, meaning the people around me, if their tank is full, then he must be okay. Mm-hmm. No, he's depleted his tank filling yours. Mm-hmm. Because the fuel has to come from somewhere. He doesn't pull it out of his ass and just give it to you.
No.
When somebody's helping you fill your tank, it's emptying a tank somewhere else.
Because he's always going to figure out a way that he's like, well, you know what? I won't drive hard today. I'll just take the bus. We're going to do whatever we can to cruise because we're still going to work to get by. But at some time, even getting by is not going to be enough for him. He doesn't want to identify with it because he knows he has to continue to fill other tanks.
And the thing is, if your tank is always on 3/4 and you're always filling up at 3/4, you're not giving him a chance to replenish while yours is depleting a little bit. Mm-hmm. Let your tank deplete a little bit so he can replenish his, or and vice versa. If you're a woman who's always making sure everybody else is okay and nobody's looking out for you, and a guy may think, well, I'm just paying the bill, so you're fine. You're emotionally empty still.
Right.
But you have to find a way to communicate that before it gets empty, because once your tank is empty, y'all fly off the handle and just try to make them feel it. And it's hard to fill that tank when you're being screamed at.
Which goes back to, what do you need? This is what I need. Even in a relationship, this is what I need.
And you can't expect him to know what kind of fuel is going to fill your tank on any given day, because God knows that some days y'all take jet fuel, sometimes y'all take diesel, other days y'all will run on vegetable oil. You know, we just don't know. We assume that y'all need jet fuel every day,
right?
Because y'all act like y'all need jet fuel every day when that ain't necessarily the case,
right?
People out there gonna be like, why does he keep saying jet fuel? Because that's the most highly combustible, get your ass from A to B.
Which is why jet planes blow up so easily.
Try putting unleaded gas in a jet. It'll go nowhere.
I mean, if you want to not use jets, think about a high-performance car. You put the wrong gas in a high-performance car, it's not leaving the gas tank.
At all.
At all.
At all. And so it's one of those things where you guys need to really understand. And I say you guys, meaning people out there. Understand what your needs are. Understand what you need to fill your tank. Mm-hmm. What is it? And it's okay if tomorrow you need some different shit.
Yeah.
It's all right. You keep trying to fill it with the same shit every day, your tank's going to go empty because you're not putting it in the right tank.
I don't think people are cognizant of where they are in their lives.
No.
I don't think they're aware. They're so busy getting up, getting in the hamster wheel, running, getting out, and then starting it all over again. And just taking the time to identify, how do I feel? What am I feeling? Because let me tell you something. You know this because you just experienced it. Your body will always tell you where you're at.
Oh, for sure.
I guarantee you a lot, not all, but I guarantee you a lot of cancerous things are stress related.
So let's take a look at, for example, the working mother.
Okay.
She gets up early as shit, makes sure that her husband gets off to work okay, packs his lunch. I'm thinking about, the stereotypical two income family household where dude works his blue collar job, whatever. She goes, works at an office somewhere, whatever it may be. They got a couple kids that are school age. So she gets up early, makes them breakfast, makes their lunch, packs it up, makes sure that they have their clothes set out for them. Then she goes, pours herself a cup of coffee.
Right.
Then,
after everyone else.
Yes. Then she goes and jumps in the shower, gets ready for work after everybody's gone, after her husband's showered, dressed. She may have even picked out his tie for the day or whatever the hell he's doing. Mm-hmm. And then she goes to work and has to give every bit of herself to a boss that isn't filling her tank and is only giving her a paycheck. Has to leave there, shut her brain off from work mode, get home, make sure the kids have schoolwork done, helps them with their schoolwork, make sure that she straightens up the house a little bit, cooks dinner, make sure that the kids are ready for bed, make sure that the house is presentable or clean, whatever. And in the midst of all of that, dad comes home at some point in time, may help out, may not. And then when everybody's gone to bed, she at that point still has to make time for her man.
To make him feel
like the man that he is, that his going out and providing is worthwhile. She may give him a little something, and then he goes to sleep. And now she's up saying, now I can finally take a hot bath. I can eat a snack. I can read a little bit of my book or watch some mindless television before I go to bed and do this shit all over again. Now, here's the question. In that day that I described, at what point did her tank get filled?
None at all.
The kid's tank got filled.
Yes.
The husband's tank got filled.
The boss.
The boss's tank got filled.
The household needs.
Who filled her tank?
Absolutely no one.
Now,
Why do you think Calgon makes so much money?
but even that doesn't fill her tank.
No, it doesn't.
But what Calgon is saying, I'm giving you an escape that you can ride on an empty tank.
So you don't have to do drugs.
Right. And so yes, her spouse the kids can help by, being lovey-dovey to mom, but kids they take. That's what they do because they need to be taken care of. Where it comes in is where the partner comes in is like, babe, I got the kids or I got this. Go do whatever you need. And the thing is, it's not that she needs time by herself. What she may need is time with you.
Right.
To have a conversation, to let her offload her day on you as the provider and protector. She may want to ask your opinion. She may want to feel like he's comforting me, protecting me. What can he offer me in this moment? Because I've done everything else this man needs today. Mm-hmm. And women become resentful when that's not happening. And in that 9 to 5 when they're at work, Johnny work husband is now sitting next to her. Girl, tell me about your day. Well, this, that, and the other. He's asking the appropriate questions, not because he has her, because he wants her.
Right.
The same shit you were doing for her before you said I do is the shit you need to be doing when you feel like you don't.
Which always comes back to communication.
Yeah.
No one communicates.
And I'm not going to put it all off on the man because the woman also needs to be able to say, here's what I want. Here's what I need. A man's not going to know your needs unless you talk to him like he's 6. I don't care how long y'all have been together.
Right.
No man understands your needs completely because y'all's needs change on a regular basis, which is okay. We just need to know what needs you have for today.
Right. Right. It's that daunting thing of communication, man. At the end of the day, people have to learn how to speak to each other. Speak to each other, not at each other. People spend a lot of time speaking at. I need versus this is what I need. This is what I need. Right now, this is what I need. If they feel that space of more, this is what I need, instead of you need to, or I need you to do, that takes away, and that's demoralizing.
And that's step 1. Step 2 is being able to articulate, I need this, and then here's what I want. Mm-hmm. Because they may not always be the same thing.
Right.
Do this, and this will get my tank halfway full, and I will be okay. I want all of this, but understand if you can only give me what I need.
Right.
Fill the need, and then the wants come later.
Because the want becomes more the outcome goal.
Yes.
So you're working
I want
towards
the result.
And the thing is, where that becomes more fulfilling is if that person that's in front of you is a part of that outcome goal.
Yes.
I see us here. This is what I want. And if we can work on getting to this space.
Here's what I need in order to get what I want.
Yeah. I can this is the person that I will become more of when you're able to help me fulfill this need right now.
So here's what I need. Mm-hmm. Now let me ask you, what do you need?
Right.
It's got to go both ways.
Yeah.
Men will ask a woman, babe, what do you need me to do? Women are the most vague creatures on the planet about their wants and needs. I'm not married, but if I ask you, what do you need, and you say nothing, I'm going to assume you need nothing. Don't say nothing because you're mad and you want me to figure it out, because I'm not going to figure it out. It's not going to happen. Right? It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So you want to know what I need? I need you to tell me what you need.
Yeah.
That would make me happy and will help me fill your tank. which will empty mine less.
Right.
If I have to spend my intellectual power and moods trying to figure out yours, that depletes my tank way quicker than if you just help me help you.
Which goes back to men being a leader and the idea that he has to be able to sway that energy in the right direction for both of us.
Yes.
So, for both of us.
Both of us.
Both of us. So
BOF.
both. For both of us to be okay. But he has to be able to not only help her express herself more articulately, but he has to also be in a position to express himself articulately.
Yes.
He has to. A true leader is not going to, yeah, okay, I got it. I'll take that in. All right, no, this is a we circumstances.
Exactly.
We push this shit together. We make this engine go. We make this happen.
Exactly.
That's what a leader does. I'm not trying to take you by the hand. I'm trying to hold your hand. And
there's days when I'm going to carry you on my back.
That's right.
But there's also days when I'm going to need you to walk beside me. As a man, I will never ask you to carry me on your back.
Of course not.
But I will definitely say, hey, today I need you to walk on your own. Mm-hmm. I'm going to hold your hand and guide you, but I can't carry you today.
Right.
Any other day, I might be able to carry you.
But when you get through swimming across that pool, I'll be on the other side. I know I taught you how to swim. But today's that day. You need to swim across the pool.
You'll have a life vest.
Oh, yeah.
I can't swim for you.
Right.
I ain't going to let you drown, but I'm not going to carry you across. That's just, there's going to be days like that, and you have to be able to understand that and just be okay with that. But you also have to be able to say, you know what? Well, today, how about this? Instead of me just taking from your tank, I'm going to dial it back. I'm going to take my foot off the accelerator, and I'm going to let you siphon a little gas from my tank.
Yeah.
Here, let's recharge you a little bit, because I see right now you're beat up. I walk in the door from work, and I had a patient pass away or do whatever. Just a shitty day. When I come home, the last thing I want is for you to take the last emotion that I don't have to give. I want you to be able to look into my face and say, the first thing you should say when I walk in the door is, babe, do you need anything? If I'm like, no, then you say,
that's a big difference than, are you okay?
Yes, babe, do you need anything? Do you want to talk? How was your day? If I don't give you anything to go on, then the next step is you can say, well, okay, cool. Well, here's what I think I need for today. But if the first thing is, babe, I need blah, 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 and then you say, so how was your day after that? It doesn't fucking matter after that, because he's now said, fuck it, she doesn't care about me. My day, let me just make sure she's okay. You see how just the sequence of how you ask questions changes
everything.
Changes the entire concept of your relationship. It doesn't change the outcome of what you need to get accomplished, but he will be so much more willing to get you where you need to be if you showed a little bit of concern of where he is.
And you know what? The thing is, physically, mentally, there might be some level of just dried out tank.
Yeah.
But those moments like that emotional tank will help you ride a lot longer, because you're like, she gives a shit.
Yep.
He gives a shit.
Yep.
We in this together. You know what? Let me rub his head. You know what? Let me rub her shoulders. Let me rub her feet. Let me take some of this day shit, because it was just a day. Let me take it off of her. Let me take it off of him.
Yep.
Let me allow them to be in a moment that's not that moment that they've had. Put them in a present moment, and they will soon forget what was happening, so they can think of the possibilities of what could happen.
Yep.
But they know for sure Emotionally, are we together?
Oh, for sure.
Are we down? She got me, dog.
Exactly. And there's
why you love your wife so much, man? She got me, dog. What you got?
the most important thing to a man that you can be to a man is his representation.
Mm-hmm.
The way you hold him down in front of his boys, in front of his friends. If he can say, when you hear dudes bitching about their wives, and I can sit back and be like, well, shit, my girl is good. And you walk into a room and she checks on you, your boys, like your wife was here and we're shooting this podcast. When we were with Donatella, and your wife is catching all the footage without even us asking
Just
her.
all the extras.
She just grabs the phone and just,
Yeah.
you know, it's like she understands not her role. She understands what you need in that moment, and I'm going to take advantage of what you need in that moment and make it happen.
She wants to be a part of the circumstances.
Exactly.
How can I be
How can
a
I?
benefit?
How can I? Thank you. How can I make all of this better?
Right.
When I'm with you, how do you make shit? If I'm just taking you to dinner, how do I make this meal better?
Yeah.
I'm not cooking it. So how do I make this
Right.
experience better? Oh, let me be a cool let me provide some great fucking conversation. Let me dress like when we walk into the room, he's proud to have me represent him. Not, I'm just happy that this guy is taking me out to a meal. You know what I mean? It's different.
Yeah.
Don't try to impress me when we go out. Go out and make it look like, wow, the two of them together are killing it. Not look at her, look at them.
Yes. I feel that we represent that. I feel that we 100 Kenyatta and I both represent that.
Yeah.
We're together.
Yes. Look at them.
Oh, when people go,
We're a united fucking front.
oh, when people see, they go, oh, now that's a together couple right there.
Dude.
That's one of the main things that people, that's a together couple right there.
And when you're going through shit, leave that shit at home. Because you're like, all right, I know we're having some problems. We got to handle some shit tonight, though. Let's go out.
Yeah.
We're going to a function. We need to be a united front. We can deal with our bullshit when we get back home.
Yeah.
Too many people take their bullshit to the streets
Yeah.
all the time, and it's written on their face, and they just can't.
Yeah.
They can't put that shit aside.
I was going to say another thing that has to be careful in regards to relationships is don't empty your tank of BS in the bedroom.
Oh, no.
Fill the tank of love in the bedroom, even if there are needed conversations, but conversations of love and gratitude and growth. Love, gratitude, and growth in the bedroom.
The bullshit can happen out here.
Yeah.
The bullshit can happen
Yeah.
in the living room. The bullshit can happen over dinner.
Where they say most fights happen in the kitchen.
Yeah.
In the kitchen and the bedroom.
Yeah. Keep that shit out the bedroom.
Keep it out of the bedroom.
You know,
There's something else with that. Yeah.
when people say, you know, don't go to bed mad. Fuck it, you're gonna go to bed angry sometimes.
Sometimes it's going to happen.
You go to bed like, you know what, I ain't the happiest with you right now, but
Yeah.
still sexy than a motherfucker.
Yeah. I love you to death.
Yeah, but I just ain't
I
happy
just
with you.
don't like you right now.
Exactly.
And it's okay.
And we talked about that, how like and love don't go hand in hand.
They do not.
And just because I love you doesn't mean I have to like you.
Yes.
And just because you're family doesn't mean I have to love or like you.
Right. Right. Like is just a moment. Love is extend. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care as far as, my ex-wife. I have love for her. She's a good person. I'm not with her. I'm not in it. I'm good. I'm happy. She led me to where I am now.
Here's what I always say. Love is easy. Like is hard.
Oh.
Because once you love somebody, it doesn't disappear. It's hard to like somebody.
Yeah.
Because every moment shit changes and I'd be like, I don't fucking like you.
Yeah. And you know what? my spirit was empty in my previous relationship.
Yeah. And
it was empty.
But yet you try to, and people will stay in a position even though they're running on empty because they think it's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
I'm supposed to stick. My religion says I shouldn't get divorced. I should, God says, or, I came from a broken family, so I don't want to be that person who gives up. Or
they're guided by external values and others' values.
Exactly.
Has nothing to do with them.
Exactly.
They haven't created their own yet.
So, man, before we call this quits today, man, the moral of this story is, man, fill your fucking tank.
Fill your tank.
And fill your own tank.
Before you start filling others.
Exactly, because if your tank is running on fumes, you ain't got nothing but fumes to give. And you may think you may think you're filling people's tanks, but if you're running on fumes, you will only have fumes to give. Mm-hmm. It's that simple. And so, as we go forward, man, why don't we make a pledge to just say, you know what? I'm gonna fill my tank. I know what it's like now to be empty. I want you to fill your tank.
I'm gonna fill my tank. I'm gonna fill my tank.
I'm tired of being all empty. Right?
Just dry.
Tired of my shit being dry.
Where you gonna find you at, man? Come on.
You're gonna find me at Leonel Hunt on Instagram. You're gonna find me at huntspine.com. You'll find us both at podcastsoe.com. You'll find us both at SOE_podcast. Coach KJ.
Man, I'm just at one place, CoachKJ.com, and I'm at two places. At Coach KJ Knows. At Coach KJ Knows.
Man, it really is all about filling that tank.
Yeah, man.
And check us out every week, man. Y'all need to.
Yes.
All right, man.
With love.
We out.
We out.